This mother and daughter accidentally killed someone get out of jail with the help of a genius mathematician. They can really hide things from others. Can you avoid being caught by the police? Fu Jian's murder case. Although Yukawa Manabu doesn't know what role Ishigami plays, he is keen and has noticed the stone god must have an important position. He found the stone god. The two came to the stationary restaurant. I heard it tastes good here. He also wants to taste it. In a restaurant they met a tall middle-aged man. It looks like he should be very familiar with Jingzi and Beidao. Between gestures it even has a hint of intimacy. It was also in the blink of an eye. Yukawa Manabu keenly captured the expression on Shurshin's face changes. I saw Jingzi and Beidao greeting each other warmly. The stone god, who didn't care before, there was a trace of jealousy on his face. Yukawa Manabu understood instantly. The woman my old classmate likes is right in front of me. Some of the questions that have always puzzled her, it's gradually becoming clearer. When the two separate, Yukawa Manabu suddenly asked Shurshin, "Do you think solving a problem can solve a problem? Who is more relaxed?" Across the road a car speeds by. Shurshin still looks worried. He said he had to think about it first. When he turns his head, a sharp look makes people shudder. Always draw your sword when encountering an enemy. When we meet on a narrow road, the brave wins. He understands this. He seemed to have made a decision in his heart. At night, Shurshin came to the public telephone booth. He dialed Jingzi's phone number. I asked in a somewhat stiff tone, "What is the relationship between Beidao and Jingzi, whom we met in the store?" Jingzi quickly explained. Beidao is his old leader. He has always taken great care of their mother and daughter in life. After hearing this, Shurshin let Jingzi's daughter answer the phone again. Due to the addition of Manabu Yukawa, his original plan had to be adjusted. This genius mathematician, the brain, is not comparable to that of ordinary people. Well planned and rigorous. Nehai and Atai find Shurshin again. Based on school attendance records, Shurshin number 2 and number 3 both asked for leave. Why does Shurshin need to take leave? What's wrong? Shurshin answered slowly that he had a cold and was sick, have to take leave to rest. Ask Wukwa. They found Yukawa Manabu again. Tell him about the conversation with the stone god. When Yukawa Manabu heard Ishigami saying that he couldn't solve the problem, "It's because I have blind spots in my heart," he suddenly felt enlightened. Everything seems to be understood. He ignores the connotation. Two people shouting, "Go ahead and leave the unfinished table quickly." Yukawa Manabu called Ishigami to ask him to have dinner at night. Shurshin said there was no time this time. Want the weekend? They go hiking together on weekends. Yukawa Manabu readily agreed. It's just that he doesn't know. Shurshin has made all preparations. Jingzi and Beidao are getting closer and closer. Beidao is loyal and honest. Jingzi is virtuous and kind-hearted. Both of them have the idea of developing. One night it's raining heavily. Beidao sends Jingzi home. Jingzi turned around. Suddenly I found the stone god standing on the balcony like a ghost. Startled him. Not long ago he received a letter from the stone god. The content is full of threats and dissatisfaction. Beidao also received a letter from the stone god. Let him know something interesting. Stay away from Jingzi. Otherwise, the outcome will be embarrassing. This made Jingzi extremely angry, but there is nothing we can do. Your control is in the hands of others. What can we do? Pity myself, just out of the wolf pack and into the tiger's mouth again. It's just that this man is cool-headed. Careful thought. Scarier than the previous one. If the one before was a devil, then this man is a fighter among demons. Icy Mountain. Yukawa Manabu and Ishigami struggled to climb up. The stone god often climbs mountains. He is superior to Yukawa Manabu in terms of physical strength and experience. Yukawa Manabu fell to the ground exhausted. He shouted to the stone god to help him, but I don't know, the wind and snow are too heavy. Or was it Shurshin who pretended not to hear? In a blink of an eye he was gone. Just as Yukawa Manabu was rolling down the hillside quickly in the wind and snow, the stone god lends a helping hand. The two climbed to the top of the mountain. Sure enough, the infinite scenery is on the dangerous peak. Stone god sighs. This is the most beautiful scenery he has ever seen in his life. Looking at Manabu Yukawa, who was lying on the ground gasping for air, Shurshin made a pun and said that there were some questions that he didn't understand. No one will be happy if it is solved. Jingzi now feels disgusted with Shurshin. He didn't even want to answer the phone call from Shurshin, but my daughter didn't think so. He thinks his mother should accept stone god instead of being beaten. Shurshin told Jingzi on the phone. He put 2 letters in Jingzi's mailbox. The white letter, give it to the police when they come. The brown envelope, Jingzi will reply immediately after reading it. And tell Jingzi this is their last phone call, will not contact you again in the future. Jingzi was confused after hearing this. She doesn't know this mysterious man. Where will it take their mother and daughter? At the police station, they welcomed the surrendered stone god. Shurshin told him the whole process of killing Fu Jian. Because he has always had a crush on Jingzi. I saw Fu Jian come to the door and beat his mother and daughter. He can't see it. Lure Fu Jian to the beach, strangled him with a wire, then burned the fingerprints on his hands with fire. The police found the wire that strangled Fu Jian in Shurshin's house. When they came to Jingzi's house again to inquire about the situation, Jingzi took out the letter that Shurshin asked to give to the police. It's full of threats and dissatisfaction towards Jingzi. Jingzi also proved that she was indeed followed during this period. It's just the brown letter that Stone God said. Jingzi didn't even look at it because she was angry. Wait until the police levy opened the letter. I couldn't help but burst into tears after reading it. Ishigami told Jingzi. Threatening letter to show to police. Tell the police the truth about being followed. He will go to the police. The bureau surrendered and shouldered everything. Some time ago, he secretly followed Bei Dao, investigated him. That's a loyal and honest man worth entrusting for life. Just follow him. I feel relieved. Mother and daughter hugged each other and cried. They never imagined. This man who looks a bit sloppy. He is actually willing to use his life to protect their happiness. The movie should end here, right? Far from it. Next is the highlight. It's time to reveal the mystery. Yukawa Manabu found Jingzi. What the stone god did for him. Tell him the truth. He came to the police station again to find Shirshin. He told Shirshin. Questions and solutions are like contradictions. It's a pair of common questions. Although it would not be good for anyone to say it. Now that the problem is out, needs to be unlocked. The body that was discovered was not Fu Jian's at all. The evening of December 1, STF Fu Jian died at the hands of his imprisoned mother and daughter. To exonerate them, I found a homeless man who was about the same size as Fu Jian. Went to the hotel where Fu Jian stayed for one night. After leaving behind hair and fingerprints, you tricked him into taking him to the beach, strangled him with a wire. Then destroy his fingerprints. Only fingerprints are left on the bicycle to mislead the police. I thought the corpse was Fu Jian himself. The reason why I stole and locked my new bicycle to get them to call the police. Provide police with time of death. And Fu Jian's body, you don't know where you have dealt with it. You're taking 2 days off on the 2nd and 3rd. Just to dispose of the body. Are you worried that you won't be able to withstand police questioning at the police station? So I killed myself in this way. You will confirm the fact of murder. You no longer have to worry about revealing your secrets during cross-examination. It's implicating their mother and daughter. It can be seen that from the beginning you have already blocked all your escape routes. In addition, Fu Jian died on the night of February 1st, 10. Killed the homeless man on the night of December 2 and dispose of his body. And on the evening of February 2nd, 10. Jingzi and her daughter did go to the movies, so no matter what the police ask from where, there was no evidence that their mother and daughter were present at the murder. This is why you said that people will have blind spots if they have time to look at problems. Teachers and students smiled lightly. The story told by Professor Tang is indeed wonderful. You said the body was not Fu Jian's, then find Fu Jian's body. Wait until you find the body. The court has already ruled I won't appeal. So what if you solve the problem? Tang Chuanxue is helpless. He wants to retain this mathematical genius. Ishigami's words made Yukawa learn even more heartache. Am I a genius? You're the only one who thinks so. 2 years ago, when Shirshin's life is about to come to an end, he met the forbidden mother and daughter. Mother and daughter injecting motivation to live on to the dying stone god. Go home from get off work every day. Hear the laughter from next door. Was intoxicated. He hoped that even if he just kept silently guarding the mother and daughter, as long as they are happy, it is enough. I go to Jingzi's store every day to buy bento. It became a required course in his life. Jingzi's sunny smile get rid of all the haze in his heart. He couldn't watch the mother and daughter lose their freedom. Even if I exchange it for my whole life. If it weren't for the emergence of Tang Sanxue, he can escape completely. Later he had to sacrifice himself to complete the entire plan. However, man's calculation is not as good as God's calculation. After learning that Shirshin had done everything for him, how can we still live with peace of mind despite being banned? Come to the police station, saw the stone god being crushed away. He collapsed. He admitted everything he did. And Shirshin saw everything he had done for him. After falling apart in an instant, he collapsed to the ground in despair. The name of the movie is Suspect X Appears. Although China, Japan, and South Korea have all filmed the earliest one shot in Japan, I also watched the ending of the Korean version, more touching. But the details in the middle are not as perfect as the Japanese version. But I haven't seen the Chinese version. If you have friends who have read the 3 versions, you can leave a message and comment which one is the best. Okay, the movie is over. Thanks for paying attention. See you next time.